Hi, this is Steve Scott, the Houston Business Coach, and thank you for joining me. Sometimes our self-image, if we just change it, it's amazing what can happen to us. Eugene Orowitz was a scrawny 10th grader growing up in New Jersey. He was a self-proclaimed non-athlete, and he kind of hung around sports practices and stuff, and he was hanging out at track practice one day, and the coach jokingly came over to him and said, "Look, you show up all the time. Why don't you just try something?" So Eugene picked up the javelin and he threw it. And he threw it beyond what anybody else had seen happen. So the track coach said, "Well, come on, Uggie," because that was his nickname, Uggie. Eugene Orowitz was known as Uggie. He said, "Come on, Uggie, why don't you go out for the team?" He went out for the team. He ended up holding the national high school record. He threw it 211 feet. And actually, he went on to college, and unfortunately, a torn shoulder injury kept him from being on the Olympic team because at that time, he was good enough to go out for the Olympics. So since he couldn't do that anymore, he helped a friend who was rehearsing for a play, and the dramatic bug caught him, so he decided to go to school for that. Eugene Orowitz, alias Michael Landon, famous for Bonanza, Little House on the Prairie, Highway to Heaven, and many, many other wonderful, wonderful programs, always was the best he could be at whatever he did. So you don't always have to have everything going for you, but what happened that day when he threw that javelin, he hadn't seen himself as an athlete, self-proclaimed non-athlete. He had self-limiting thinking, but later on, as he went through his life, he always looked back at that and said, "You know what? Let me give it a try." Give it a try. You might be amazed. And matter of fact, you will be amazed at some of the things you're actually very, very good at that maybe you didn't think you were. Or, if you keep working at it, you can develop the skill, develop the ability, develop the discipline, and absolutely excel at something where you thought it was impossible to even have a chance of being good. This is Steve Scott, the Houston Business Coach, and thank you for joining me.